Hello and welcome to another booktube video from me, Lauren from Lauren and the Books. Today I'm doing something that I think I might have invented myself. I haven't seen anything else out there on the booktube about this at the moment. But what I thought I'd do as a chance to show you some of the other books that I've got on my bookshelf, I thought I would take the letter of each... I would take the word Christmas, and for each letter of Christmas I would show you a book beginning with that letter. I just went through my bookshelves and picked up the first one I saw for each letter, although I haven't got many beginning with M, so I've had to, I've still got one from M, but it was like the only one there. So I just thought it would be a good opportunity to show you some of the books I have on my bookshelves. So the first one is C, and for the first letter of Christmas is C, and I have picked Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl. So I thought I would use this as an opportunity to tell you how I came about these books or any memories I've got relating to these books. And this particular copy, I have all of the Roald Dahl books that my dad bought me in a set, when they all look like this. They're all beautiful. And Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, I've got such fond memories of reading when I was younger. I also remember doing it in year 3, and we read it out as a class. So we would, so the teacher would read out all the narrating bits, and then you'd each be given a character. I've got a feeling I was either Veruca Salt or Violet Beauregard, but I do remember the guy that was playing Augustus Gloop was like the skinniest, smallest boy in our form, and when he was like swimming around getting stuck up the pipes, they were making him jump from table to table, and that's just a memory that has stayed with me forever. And I just thought I would use C as Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and just share that little memory with you. The next letter is H, and that I have picked Hard Times by Charles Dickens. So I studied this, oh, this has got a little Easter greetings card in there. I studied this for GCSE, was it? Or was it A-level? I think it was GCSE. It was either GCSE or A-level, and it was the first time I'd ever read a sort of a Dickens book, or like a classic book, and actually understood what was going on. And I still remember very, very vividly parts of the book. I didn't have this copy when I was studying it. I had a gorgeous, like the Penguin Classics copy that were black down the bottom, and then they have the small bit of like front cover there with a picture on, and then the title there. And I just remember loving that book. And I saw this in a charity shop, and they were 3 for £1, and I was like, I've wanted to read Hard Times since I did it at school. So I'm looking forward to reading this again, and I think I might even read this quite early on next year. But yeah, I just remember really, really loving it, and I'm looking forward to reading that again, and that is my H. The next letter in Christmas is R, and I've gone for Reading the World, A Confessions of a Literary Explorer by Anne Morgan. This is a book that I bought and read this year. I bought it based on, I follow Dorno Porter on Instagram, and she shared a photo of this and said it was amazing. It's a really, really beautiful non-fiction book. The end papers are lovely. They've got all lots of little bits in it. I've mentioned it a few times on this channel, but it is a book about a woman who decided that she wanted to read a piece of literature from every single country in the world, and it just goes on with her sort of struggles to find literature in some countries where they don't even have anything in print, and also what to pick from the more well-known countries. And yeah, it was just really eye-opening, really, and really enjoyed it, and that is why I picked it for R. The next letter is I, and I picked I Lick My Cheese and Other Notes from the Front Line of Flat Sharing by Una O'Hagan. So this is a really funny like coffee table book, I guess you'd call it, and it is lots and lots of notes of what flatmates have left each other. So it's just a lot of funny things. So from things like people getting drunk and showing themselves up, to flatmates eating other people's property and things like that. So for instance, I've just turned open here and it says, I needed that ham, really needed it, go shopping. And then it just has a little bit there, and it's just a collection of notes that she's got from people who who share things. I'm just going to read another one because they're very funny. Leaving photocopies of parts of the Bible round the kitchen and stuck up on the fridge is not going to change my views. Could you stop doing this, as I've told you before that I'm quite happy without God in my life. So I just think it's a really funny collection of notes that flatmates have left each other. The next letter in Christmas is S, and I've picked Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. This is a Penguin cloth bound classic. I've got quite a few of these, and I'm actually going to be filming a collection video coming up shortly with all of my Penguin cloth bound classics. I won't go into too much detail about this now, but this is a Jane Austen Sense and Sensibility. I read it earlier this year. My boyfriend bought me this for my birthday last year, and they're just beautiful, and yeah, really enjoyed that. The next letter is T, and I've gone for The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath, a really cheery Christmas book. I remember I wanted to do English at university and I didn't get the grades, so I ended up doing sociology, criminology and social policy. But in my first year you were sort of allowed to muck around with your modules a bit, and I ended up doing a module that was relating to sociology and literature, which was amazing because it meant I got to do a little bit of sort of like bookish stuff in my first year of uni, and I absolutely loved it. And this was one of the books that we read. Oh, this is a really bad copy actually, look at that. Didn't even realise, but yeah, so I picked it up. I was recently sorting, I've got lots of books I had lots of books at my parents' house, and this was one in there. But it's about a woman called Esther Greenwood who has a mental breakdown. It's not cheery, but it's very, very well written and very famous book. Just looking at it now makes me think I want to reread it again, but yeah, that is why I sort of picked that. The next letter in Christmas is M, and I've gone for a book here that I haven't read, and that is Music and Silence by Rose Tremaine. So as I said before, I run a book club at my place of work, and everyone put a book in the pot. And recently one of our book club members left the hospital that we work in to go and work at another hospital, and as a parting gift she said, guys, you must read Music and Silence by Rose Tremaine, and that is what we've got in the pot. So I bought this ahead of it coming out of the pot, and I'm really looking forward to it. I've never read any Rose Tremaine before, but I'm told she's really, really good. And I've actually got another book of hers called like The Long Road Home or something, which I'm told is very like mixed in with food and culinary fiction and things like that, and I love books like that. So looking forward to reading that when the time comes. The next two books are books that my mum bought me. My mum and dad bought me for Christmas. Not for Christmas, for my birthday. The first one is the book that begins with A, and that is A Literary Feast by Jennifer Barkley. I went over this in my birthday bookish haul, but it is a collection of recipes from parts of fictional books, and it's just so cute, and it's a really, really beautiful book. So for instance, here is a recipe from A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, and that is roast goose with sage and onion, and it just has a little passage in there. Well, that's worked out quite well, hasn't it, that I picked the Christmas one. And the passage here that's there is from a Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, and it says, "There never was such a goose. Bob said he didn't believe there was ever such a goose cooked. Its tenderness and flavour, size and cheapness were the themes of universal admiration. Eked out by applesauce and mashed potatoes, it was a sufficient dinner for the whole family indeed. As Mrs. Cratchit said with great delight, surveying one small atom of a bone upon the dish, they hadn't ate it all at last. Yet everyone had enough, and the youngest Cratchits in particular were steeped in sage and onion to the eyebrows." So they've done roast goose with sage and onion, and it's just lots and lots of things like that, and it's just a beautiful book. It's just really well crafted. The last letter is S, and that book again is one that my mum bought me for my birthday, and that is Spectacles, a memoir by Sue Perkin. It is a autobiography. It's absolutely beautiful. I love Sue Perkin, and I love her on Sue Perkins, and I love her on the Bake Off, and I've seen her in a few other things, and I just think she's so funny. Historically, I tend to read quite a few autobiographies in January. I think quite often when people buy me books for Christmas, they would buy me autobiographies. So I'm going to read this in January, and I'm actually going to discuss it in my my radio book club. So that is going to be announced tomorrow when I'm on the radio. But yeah, haven't read that yet, and I'm looking forward to it. So that was just a little bit of fun, really. Just a book beginning with each of the letters of the word Christmas. If you are watching this and think, oh, I'd like to do that, then do it, because it's always fun to share with other people the books that you have on your shelves. And I will see you again tomorrow with another Vlogmas video. Merry Christmas!